Hello there, adult class. It's good to see all of you guys. Happy New Year from Canada. So, we haven't done one of these State of the Dojo addresses in some time. I know your time is important and I want to be respectful of that, but there are a few things we should be going over right now, so we're going to make a quick video. I know you're busy, but if you take a few minutes just to watch this, that would be really helpful because there is some important information coming at you. Just like every January, we will have a new terms and conditions coming out. Again, not a whole lot has changed. All the good stuff is still in there. We're still not going to raise anyone's prices. There's still ways for you to take time away when you deploy or go on vacation. That's all still in there. But there are a few things I want to go over with you. But before that, we're also adding in a separate paper. We're adding in a waiver now, just like a general liability waiver. So everyone's going to have to sign that in January, and from now on, whenever a new person comes, whenever someone new shows up, even just for one trial lesson, they're going to have to sign that liability waiver before they get on the mats and practice with us. And that's just something all dojos do to protect themselves, and probably something we should have been doing years ago. Like I said, very little has actually changed in our terms and conditions, but there are some things I feel like we should talk about. And first, I want to talk about those month off breaks that we offer. As you know, if you deploy or even if you go home on a vacation, you can apply for a month off. And in that month off, you don't pay anything. And a month later or 2 months later, you can just check back in and you're right back going again like nothing happened. And that's a service that I'm really proud of. And we're changing absolutely nothing about how we do it. But you need to know this. That's been quite problematic on our end. So while we're changing nothing, we do need to take some steps to formalize exactly how that works. Up until now, people maybe just say to me after class, hey, I don't think I'm going to be around in January. Or I might get a text message in the middle of the night, I think the ship's gone in February. From now on, we need more of a procedure for how we're going to do this, and that's going to happen through an email address. So any request for a month off like that has to go through that specific email address. To go on with that, the geographical distance line has always been in our terms and conditions right from day one. This is meant to be something that we offer you guys because you deploy, or maybe even because you're going home for summer vacation. And like I said, I'm really proud of that, but I do feel like people have sort of taken advantage of it sometimes. I've had people basically say, I'm going to be pretty busy next month, so I don't know how much I'm going to be able to come, so I'm not going to pay. This was never for that. I can't run a business like that. So in the future, if you send that message to me, you're just going to get a no back. So if you have any questions at all about money or payment, you need to send it through that email address so we have a record of it. But before you do that, please go back and check those terms and conditions, because 99% of all the questions people ask me are actually covered in those terms and conditions. So reread those terms and conditions before you send that message. And then after that, if you have a question, shoot it to us and we'll figure it out as quick as possible. And just so you know, most of the time it's not going to be me reading those messages, because I just want to remove myself from that side of things as much as I can. So just like it's always been, we're only going to compete in the Kyujitsu uniform, but for practicing, you can still wear absolutely whatever you want. But from here on out, we're going to say it has to be actual grappling attire. I want only clothes from a jiu-jitsu maker, basically. Too often, we've had zippers on the mats, buttons, pockets, things like that are really dangerous to your training partner. But also we have a real issue every year with people getting a t-shirt at the necks or buying a pair of black shorts out in town, and that scuffing up the mats. And we've even had to go back another day to spend a serious amount of time scrubbing that floor because someone was wearing something that they probably shouldn't have been. So from here on out, for practice, you can wear whatever you want, but it has to be actual grappling clothes. And lastly, we have a whole new night of jiu-jitsu a week. Starting on January 14th in the Heike location, we're going to have sort of a 2-hour free practice time, and that is meant specifically for people who want to get rounds in or have something very specific that they want to work on in their individual game. Now, that's going to be open for the kids in the competition class on like a trial basis. We're going to run it like that for a few weeks with those kids invited in, and if it goes well, we'll keep it. But it's going to take a lot of discipline and a lot of focus for them. So if they can get good practice in, we'll keep it the way it is. But probably come February, if they're just going and screwing around, that will probably switch to being an adults only thing. So we're just going to wait and see how that goes. I'm excited for an absolutely amazing 2024. It's going to be a great year. Thank you guys very much for watching this, and thank you guys for being such a cool team, such a cool community, a family. It really means the world to me, and I just am absolutely in love with this beautiful thing that we are creating together. Love you lots.